Welcome back. Today we've got a little bodywork job to do on the Calibra, I think. It's what we're going to get on with. Right, so as you can see from the intro today, we're going to be putting a set of vents into a bonnet. Still not quite up to the weekly videos that I'm putting out, but we're getting closer. It's going to take a little while to build it back up to speed again. But anyway, I digress. So this week I managed to talk to a guy to butcher quite a decent Mark II Astra GT bonnet, just for the cutouts. I have the vents as well. They have already removed the vents from the bonnet. What we're going to do is we're going to cut them out and we're going to scarf them into this spare bonnet that I have. Hopefully, touch wood, we'll get that done in this video. Get the vents in so that I'm happy with them. And next video, what we're doing is painting the base of the bonnet. And I've got a new front bumper to go on as well because I've got a little bit of damage to bear from my front bumper. So I'm going to paint the front bumper and the bonnet and hopefully get them on before the show in 5 weeks' time. So, normal viewers of the channel will know that pretty much everything, all the cuts that I do in metal is all with a grinder. However, I'm requiring something a little bit more precision this time. So, what I'm going to do is we're just going to use a jigsaw. So I've got a little bit more control over it to get a nice cutout. So the first thing we're going to do is cut these down just into manageable size pieces. And then we'll get them laid onto the new bonnet and get them marked up and see where we're going. What's the worst that can happen? I end up with a knackered bonnet and a very expensive set of scrap. Best that can happen, bonnet turns out absolutely bang on, exactly what I'm planning for, and the car looks that little bit more sweet. Let's get on, we'll get it trimmed. Right, there we go. A couple of manageable lumps. So, I would like to say it was easy as that, but as you've seen, probably seen the video, maybe or maybe not, I actually snapped one of the blades. So what I found it easier to do was actually take the grinder and just cut off the bracing across the back, so you're basically just cutting through a flat panel. Because my jigsaw just basically bounced on the back of the bracings rather than cutting through it and just blew the piece to bits. So yeah, that's that done. Next, I think next I need to do is measure up and lay out on the new bonnet where they're going to be best, where I'm not going to have to chop any bracing away. Get the new bonnet marked up and cut out on the new bonnet, ready to lay these in place. It should be quite simple. I think what I'll do, what I was going to do, the side of the bonnet has got the same profile as the side of this bonnet. I was going to just cut through the side of the bonnet, so when I'm welding, I've already got to weld down the face. Hold on. I've only got to weld down the face and across the side, but I don't want to weaken the bonnet. Obviously, that's where your strength is in the bonnet. I don't want it sort of flopping and welding together in a funny place and having a weird hump or a sticking up slightly at the front. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to cut down there as fine to that line, this edge as I can, and weld them in as just flat panels. I'll try to just tack spot all the way along there and go for it. But I think one thing I do need to do is just clean up this edge, because some of them aren't, I don't know if you can see or not, some of them just aren't quite the straightest, so I'll just sort of shave them off, because the straighter the cuts will be, the easier it'll be for me to cut them. Yeah, I think that's next. I think I'll measure up and cut on that bonnet. Right. Got it as close as I can get it. I'm going to have to do what I didn't want to do, and that is cut into the structure a little bit, just to let this recess in there. I could trim off the back here, but I don't want to, because I want this spacing to be where it should be. So what I'm going to do is going to measure them up exactly where I want them to be. I'm going to mark out the inside there. I'm going to trim out from this side, from the back, so that I can sit the vents in from the top and like trim out around that edge so that the recess actually sits inside the bonnet, so that this plate sits flat on the top of the bonnet. And then I can mark out where I need to make my cuts. I'll have to just be careful through here and cut through one skin for now, and then trim away the structure as I get to it, as I need it. Fingers crossed this all goes to plan, or I'm going to be wrecking a perfectly good bonnet. Right, we're cut in. It's sitting, well, the recess is sitting down below, put it that way. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up around the bonnet. So I've got some nice clean fresh edges to weld to. I can actually draw around the shape of my very crudely cut out vents, the overall shape, this line here. And then hopefully once that's cut out, I should be able to just drop them in, clamp them in, and start tack welding. And there we go. After a lot of test fitting, removing, test fitting, shaping, removing, knocking back, eventually I'm getting the piece slotted in there nicely. And I'm at a point where I'm happy to weld this side in. Now when I'm welding it in, I'm just going to tack it around various places. Try not to build up the heat too much, so I don't want to distort the bonnet. So what I'll do is I'll start and tack this side in, and while I'm leaving this side to cool in between, I'll start cutting out and getting up the other side ready to go in. But I am absolutely over the moon with that so far, so happy days. There we go, she's in. She's welded in. She's nice and flush. Obviously I've got the welds just to dress up. I'll just not take too much, put too much heat into it. It's took a while to do this one because I've had to sort of spot and wait and spot and wait and spot and wait. But yeah, once that's dressed up, that should be good. Didn't bother filming it, welding it, because well, one, I get way too excited and forget to film it, and two, you have seen us welding before. Get it dressed up and see how she turns out. So one side done and dressed up. A little bit of a low spot here where I've been a bit vigorous trying to take the weld out, but a lick of paint on there. Once I get that painted next week, you'll never even know. Look absolutely bang on, well chuffed with it. However, yeah, I didn't even get a start on this side. I was too busy trying to get this side done. But you know, it's basically a rinse and repeat kind of job, so yeah. There we go, that's it. I'm going to knock it on the head for this week. Been a busy old week. So this side's done or thereabouts. I've got to dress the underside as well, because I want the underneath the bonnet to look just as nice as the top side of the bonnet. Just do a proper job. What I'll do through the week is I'll get that other side done and welded in. I'll get the underside dressed, and then hopefully, touch wood, the next video that you see will be these getting painted. This in the front bumper getting front bumper getting painted, and touch wood, hopefully that'll be all good, ready for the show in 5 weeks time. So thanks for tuning in and watching. I'd like to say thank you to all the new subscribers again. Keep saying it, but you guys are the ones keeping us motivated to get these jobs done. I think I've honestly getting probably more done in the time I've had this channel than what I have done the last 4 or 5 years on the car. So it really is pushing us forward, which that I'm very, very thankful for. However, that's it. I'm going to get cleared up here, get the car back in, and I'm going to go home and try and enjoy the weekend, or what's left of it anyway. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.